The Accountant movie review. This one is it's heartfelt, right? I don't remember the first one, but I guess they're heartfelt like movies because there's like, but he's like, I don't know, he's sort of because he's an accountant for bad guys. She lady says he's like you're an accountant for like cartel bosses, mafia guys, like. Okay, so you're sort of bad, right? You're helping these people with their money. But human trafficking, what did these guys do human trafficking? Do you not account for them? But did they kill people with, indirectly with their drug sales, with other businesses, ventures that they do, just ripping people off? Like you help them with that? I don't get it. But he has a soft spot for that. And, they rescued the kid. I guess maybe this would be kind of cool if maybe he was a little selfish ambitions for it. The kid's probably, I guess the kid had some special, maybe he said I could just tell this kid's like, he's in my league, he's in my world of abilities, and so I need to recruit him at any means possible. What if it's something along those lines? And so it's not necessarily about uniting the kid with his mom, because his mom doesn't give a shit. His mom, she ripped the picture. I think that was to say like, that life is over, I'm not this person. Maybe she forgot it. Did she remembered it? Oh, I remember that. That's right. I was this lady, but I'm not her anymore. Right? There's this old man, right? That gets he gets a headshot, and I think that guy is maybe like a grandfather, her dad, or someone's dad. I don't know. They show the scene. This guy gets shot. There's some connection there. I don't know what it is. What I have to see. Someone explained it to me because I'm kind of confused actually by it. It has good action. It has nice action scenes. And they go to the compound near Juarez. It's just all shit hits the fan, and they're, killing guys left and right. And they're like John Wick, right? They're John Wicks. So everybody dies. Everybody dies. The one guy towards the end does get the upper hand a little bit on the rudder. I guess he theoretically would. But she said, of course, he's not going to kill him right away because he can't. So you can't have him do that. And then he gets hit by the truck, which was, I like that little, because he didn't just drive up to the bus. No, he did like a circle around. And then he hits him. And, because, and I guess he needs the kids to be killed. The one gentleman, the tuna guy, he needs the kids to be killed because they could possibly lead back to him. Them being alive, possibly this is a possibility somehow with that. And then he has this young man that looks like maybe it could be his son, right? And he's there, and I like that he dies super fast. It's not drawn out. It's pretty quick that this guy dies. They neutralize him. The bond between the brothers was nice. I think their bond was nice, how the chemistry they have together. And I like when he was on the roof, they're on the roof of his Airstream, which presumably, I guess he parked in a, what is that called? He parked in like a lot of Airstreams for sale, maybe? Well, they have license plates, actually. Some of them have plates on them, like they're owned by people. But there's nobody else around. They're the only guys. So it just feels kind of odd. Like, you're the only people here? Wouldn't there be other people walking around the lot, maybe? But maybe, I guess not. What else happens in this film? The brother, he tries to ask him, do you miss me? I thought, honestly, he was going to say, do you love me? But I think he says, is the reason you miss me, is it you? You just can't miss people? Or is it me? Am I insufferable? And he doesn't even he just says, I'm just me. So, no answer to the question, which is a little letdown. I don't know. I think I would have liked, I guess you're supposed to get the sort of, maybe through the brothers' interactions after that point in the film, at some point you're supposed to get the answer indirectly in the body language, I don't know. But I did like their chemistry together. He got the number of the girl. We don't see what happens with that, though, so it's a little sad. But probably nothing happened because he's always moving around. Although I did like that, he was staring at her, and she's just like a very ambitious person, right? And so I like that little trope, right? This girl, okay, I'm gonna go approach that table, and then he learned to dance really quick, which is actually pretty impressive. This is This is pretty impressive, actually, I think, with him while he was studying it. And he learned it pretty quick. So, yeah, his brother's going to prop him up like, whoa, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. And then, of course, it has to get... there has to be a bar fight, except there's not a bar fight. There's a bar altercation. And the one brother... And it's kind of fun. It's sort of comedic. It's done in a comedic way when the... Because he actually mentions... He says, me and him and the other guy. And this guy gets the drop. Like, oh, okay, so it's two, right? So the two guys, we got to square up then. That's what's going to happen. We're going to have to go toe-to-toe with y'all. And, you know what? Sure enough, he gets the memo. He gets up to go. I'm thinking, oh, nice. They're going to have a cool bar fight sequence. No, it cuts to his face on a still. It's actually funny. It's funny. This movie had some funny moments. The crowd, the audience did laugh at some times. But, you know, the next scene, and actually, this was a nice, because you get the one guy going through the window. Okay, what comes up next? There's two other guys coming through the window. So that was a nice little... And then I get this, well, it probably was his truck, and they just speed off into the night. That was nice. How they played this whole scene, the whole sequence of it was nice. I liked how they did it, and it was good. It was funny, huh? This film, the lady, she's an FBI agent, and she's like, I guess she's serious of her job. So when she sees these illegal tactics, she calls it off, and she actually doesn't come back. I thought maybe she comes back later in the film. She has to change. She realized, okay, I guess I gotta bend the rules a little bit. No, she actually doesn't come back at all into the fold, which I liked, actually. That was a cool sort of thing, because yeah, and the guy tells her, like, when she introduces herself, she just says it straight, like, I'm a federal FBI agent, whatever. He says, oh, a Fed, you know, you're bringing somebody is paid to hunt us down, you know, that's gonna arrest us. And she even threatens that at some point. There's a guy that's in the trunk of her car, which I guess, yeah, there's a lawyer scene, which is kind of funny. There's a scene with the lawyers, in which case that same gentleman that gets killed in the war is in the bus, you know, he takes out the lawyer and this guy, that she has him in the car, and we kind of forgot. I even forgot that he was in the car, and it's funny when she's about to speed off, you know, he starts banging on the boot of the car, and then, like, oh shit, okay, backs it up. Of course, you know, and then logically, like, come on, get this guy out of the car. I don't recall what was said, that she just speeds off. But yeah, like, she brings that guy into, like, the office. How does she explain that away? You come up, this is your own personal vehicle, by the way, and you got a guy in the car. How does that work? What happened with that? I don't know. But then he has a lawyer, and they're sitting in the office. They're sitting in the... Now, if you know, this high up, and I'm guessing with the forensic, they probably can tell, like, this bullet's trajectories, it's maybe not the angle slope. Like, it had to be from another high-rise building, where, like, in Los Angeles, it's not particularly known for having too many high-rises. But, you know, you can't question the movie, like... And then he's like a repairman. He went to the roof. Well, he's got to get clearance, right, to go to the roof or something. Maybe there's cameras. Wouldn't he have been caught, perhaps? Maybe he was, but, like, they're ghosts. You know, he's assassinating people, they're like ghosts. What the one lady... This is another thing that don't make sense to me. You know, J.K. Simmons, I don't know if he has anything to do with the first film. I feel like he might be a return character. I don't know, but this guy fucking... What was it? There's his family that for whatever particular reason he wants to... The lady went missing. Well, it's a private investigator. That's what it was. That's why that man gets killed. Because he hired him to find his daughter, I guess. I think it was his daughter. And I think that's what it was. So that's and then... But it seems like trying to find his daughter is something really bad to do or whatever. And then we learned that the lady in the beginning actually is his daughter. She had this traumatic brain injury because she was attacked. She was attacked when she was attacked. Well, that's not what caused it. She had a car accident leaving the parking garage after the fact. Maybe she was attacked even afterwards because the guy was chasing the car after all. And then, but she has this traumatic brain injury that she loses her memory but it somehow like she can speak Korean, right? She's from El Salvador, but she can speak Korean now, and she looks slightly there. She's like slimmer. She looks like she's taller too, and she's really good at killing people. She's like ruthless. She's like a psychopath basically. Doesn't have any remorse. So she's like the ultimate killing machine. She's really good. She's like a John Wick basically. Ballerina versus her, it's actually tied fight. You know, like okay, now I really have to up my game. This bitch is gonna kill me. But fucking, how do you call, her past life? I don't know. The whole premise with it, and then, Ben Affleck's character, he's got these kids in this school. It's like this, so something Institute of Neurology, Science, some shit like that. And there's these kids, I guess, some of them are like autistic, ADHD. They have like, maybe they have the conditions, but they're sort of the stereotypical extreme where maybe people with these conditions are smarter. And so this school, they're like holding their skills, I guess. And they're like he's like Batman basically. He's Christopher Nolan. He played Batman, Christopher Nolan. Well, he is Christopher Nolan Batman essentially, isn't he? This guy, because it's sort of like, they can manipulate the grid. They can fucking what else can these people do? They can do everything. They can hack into people's phones, unlock. They can commandeer the drone that's used by like the government agencies, encrypted. They can break into he's Superman. He's a superhero. If they wanted the accountant to be like a Deadpool type anti-hero person, they could do this. They can make it happen. And because that's basically what he is. He's essentially like a ultra super villain, or antagonist hero person. I don't know what to call it, but like it's just a little bit ridiculous. It's just a little bit, but you have to suspend disbelief for it, I guess. It is a nice movie overall. I did enjoy watching it, and it's just something to kind of laugh about afterwards. Like, oh, okay, you can do all this. Okay. The Accountant 2, I like that it's 2 squared. It's a little, because it's like accounts, they do math. The 2 is actually a tiny 2. They didn't show that in the, I don't think they showed it in the posters or trailers or anything. So I thought that was a cute. It's a little 2 squared, it's, I think it's like times itself it means or something when you put it. So it's like the accountant times itself or something. Because it's like the brothers together. And it even says like the accountants, right? There's one scene where they're talking to these prostitutes. And the lady, she's got, because he tells her like, who's the guy, if something were to happen, you have like a guy, protector guy, right, that's gonna come, it's gonna deal with me because I did something. And she's saying it's some back and forth dialogue, but she agrees to call him wherever, and she's got to give a description, and he says the accountants, so they look like accountants. Right, so like 2 accountants. They look like the 2 accountants, guys. One of them looks like it works in the office. The other, I don't know. It's a drunk. Maybe it's a punk. It's a biker guy. Okay, but and then we never learned who was Megan. There's this whole scene in the front. They actually, when we get scenes of John's character, we kind of sit with him for a while. I was not expecting us to sit with his character for so long. Which I guess that's a nice change of pace. Like, not a quick flash to what he's doing, but like, yeah, we kind of stay with him for a minute. And then I don't think we ever learned who the hell Megan was. I think it was Megan, or whoever this person was that he was doing an introduction. But maybe it was the boss guy, actually, that he killed. I don't know. But, it was a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed this film very much. That concludes my review. Thank you for listening.